So welcome back to day number 3 of me talking about every single rookie that was drafted in the first round as we do lead up to the new NBA season starting. And of course, I'm going to be talking about Cam Boozer, who is one of my favorite rookies of this season. And I would say he's probably my number 2 favorite rookie. Now, number 1, it's going to be Caleb Wilson because I'm very excited to see the Bulls play basketball next season. But on top of that, I think that we are going to see a potential Rookie of the Year season out of Cameron Boozer. That is how high my personal expectations are for Cam Boozer, and I actually do think that we are going to see some pretty good results out of him because I think there's a few reasons why Cam Boozer could be the Rookie of the Year. I think the first big reason is he's guaranteed to be a starter. I don't think that there's really any argument that Cam Boozer is going to be coming off the bench this year. I think there's no chance that they're going to end up sending him to the G League throughout the season as well. I think this whole team is going to be built around Cameron Boozer. This is a new era of the Memphis Grizzlies. They've been shipping players out. They shipped out Ja Morant. Of course, they did get Jeremy Grant back, who, you know, can play the power forward position, don't get me wrong, but I think that Jeremy Grant will probably play in that small forward position. And I do look at this team, and I do see that they have a lot of forwards. So maybe they will trade a forward at some point throughout the season because, of course, there are some teams that need forwards, like maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking this is a young team. This is a very young team. They drafted 2 forwards in the draft. Kareem Lopez, of course, is one of them at that small forward position. Lopez probably will spend a lot of time in the G League this year, but he's a pretty good young up-and-coming prospect with professional basketball experience. But, of course, we've got to talk about what we are going to see out of Kareem Lopez this year. Now, these highlights just in the background are from the NBA Summer League Championship, so of course it is going to include some Yaxall highlights too, but you know, it's just something that is watchable in the background, really. Voice crack. Sorry about that. It's probably first voice crack on the NBA channel, maybe. I don't know. I do have a lot of voice cracks on the MMA channel, but anyways, as for Cam Boozer, I think he could be Rookie of the Year, and it just comes down to a couple of very big factors. I think the main factor for me is just the fact that I think out of all of the rookies that are regarded as the elite talents, quote unquote, which does just mostly include that top 4. I know this whole draft class was very good, but I think out of Wilson, out of AJ DeBanza, and out of Peterson, we are going to see probably the most sort of action out of Boozer out of those 3, because I did say that I have some concerns that we are going to unfortunately see maybe AJ DeBanza spend a bit of time sort of just watching Trae Young and Anthony Davis run the offense, as those 2 guys are going to be trying to work together to win. You know, you're going to have Alex Sarr is there as well, so Alex Sarr and AD could be a pretty good partnership with each other. And, you know, you've got the number 1 rookie, one of the better rookies that we've seen in years, someone that people were saying could be in competitive talks with Cooper Flagg to go number 1 if he was in a previous draft, which is crazy to think about of how good people consider AJ DeBanza to be. But he's not going into a situation where it's like Boozer, where the whole team revolves around him. And it's even the same with the Jazz. The Jazz, like the Wizards, are ending their rebuild, and now they're about to start trying to compete. They made a pretty big trade for Triple J. They ended up sitting Triple J. I believe they got fined for sitting Triple J and then sent him off to get season-ending knee surgery. So we'll see how that goes for Triple J coming off an injury in the next season, but still, that was a big move for the Jazz. They've got Larry Markkinen, they've got Triple J, they've got Darren Peterson, Keontae George is making absolute big leaps and bounds. They're also going to be trying to compete. Once again, I think Peterson's going to be more involved potentially than AJ, but still, once again, you know, that's guys that are going to be having the ball in their hands, guys that are going to be scoring, and Peterson is someone that does like to have a lot of on-ball usage. Whereas with Boozer, once again, he's just going to have that. He's just going to have that in this team. This is a team built around him. I think Boozer's going to be able to run the offense when he wants to. This is a guy that does fill out the stat sheet. He fills out the assists. He fills out the rebounds, the plus minus, the offensive rebounds. You name it, he does it. He shoots threes just like that. Dang. Oh, no. Terrible timing. But still, nonetheless, Cam Boozer is going to be someone that's going to get a lot of touches, and we have seen some reports and some articles being written about this. John Conahan here wrote a very quick wee article on Yahoo Sports talking about Cameron Boozer and how he could be in the good scenario to become the Rookie of the Year. Now, his reasoning wasn't necessarily for the same reason as mine, because I actually think that DeBanza is going to walk into a starting role in the Wizards. I also think that the Jazz are going to start Darren Peterson as well. I know there could be some competition maybe with Ace Bailey, but I don't think so. I think they're just going to start Darren Peterson as well. But his main argument was, of course, they're never going to not start Kambuza. They're going to start Kambuza in every game, and that makes sense. I understand why you would do that. So ultimately, I guess me and John, we're agreeing here. We're just both thinking that he's going to get a lot of play. He's going to get a lot of time on the court, and on top of that as well, he doesn't have to battle with people to be the number one option. So pretty much it's the same thing as what I've just been saying. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Before you leave, do consider checking out w.gg. Use that code ARTSOM10 to get 10% off a powdered energy drink. And yeah, it's pretty good. They just released some new flavors literally today. Some new sour flavors. I think sour grape was one of them. Sour guava, I think, was one of them. Anyway, there's a lot going on there. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.